Damn.
And just like that, we live once again.
Once again.
Doing this again and again. No.
On this,
but yes.
is that LL Cool J?
No, that was just in my head. I don't even know what.
Doing it well. My mind is somewhere else, so never mind. Let's redact that.
A freak like you, yes.
Let's redact that. Welcome back to I'm leading. My bad. You're supposed to open in. I'm literally all over the place. I'm sorry.
Welcome back to Key and Carry, where we key
and we carry.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy.
And we back at it again with yet another episode of Key and Carry. This time we are reviewing the Circle NYC Season 6, Episode 8. I always forget the name of the episode. So what's the I feel like you always know, so I'm gonna damage control. There we go. Period. Thank you. But yes, damage control. And we also have a special guest. So definitely stay tuned for that. Getting all the tea, all the behind the scenes tea, if you're getting hints. But yeah. What's your thoughts on this this episode?
I thought this was a pretty good episode. Like, I like that this cast, and this is no shade to other shows, but I feel like a couple other shows do this where they don't really talk about what they do or what's going on. They just rather they do it. Whether it's the PSA, it's the showcase, or it's a lot going. Not a lot, but this show has a lot going on, and I feel like that's what makes it interesting. It seems kind of more raw and authentic than a lot of other web series, just because I feel like some of the cast members are more self-aware. Like, they know there's a camera in front of them, and then I feel like there are other people who put on for the camera, but for the most part, I feel like this cast has kind of been a little bit more older. They're a bit more reserved, and a lot of them know how to articulate their emotions without, having to yell and scream. So that's one of the things that I enjoy about the Circle. It's just it's raw. A lot of the cast members they don't let the drama be like their storyline or like define them as like a character. So I like the Circle. I'm enjoying season 6. I kind of feel like they can lose maybe, it's like, what, 13 of them? 12, 13 of them?
50, 11. 50, 11 of them.
Yeah, maybe like 5 or 6 people I feel like can go. I feel like we always say a core.
Who's on the tip of your tongue, though?
Wait, what you say? What's on the tip of my tongue? My goodness.
Let's not go there. Who can go? Who's the first person in your mind you're like, they can go?
I'm Zulu. No shade to Zulu, because I don't need Zulu to come run down on me and be yelling in my face. Zulu can go.
I can't.
Honestly, I've been watching this season, and fill me in, I feel like I'm lost, but I don't know what Zulu brings to the show other than him not being, I'm not a fake bitch. Other than him not being a fake bitch, I don't know really what Zulu brings to the show. So that would be my first child.
I gotta live for Zulu. There's something about him getting angry and like going from just like very chill to like this like deep like like a dungeon dragon. Yeah. Like that's what he's giving, like just as angry, like
he go from pillow princess.
It's like, okay, girl, go on. Yeah. Because I feel like when people get really like angry, like they don't change their like voice and shit. Like they just start yelling. And so to me, it's just kind of like an act. So it's just like, oh, look at Zulu.
You know who it reminds me of now that you put it in like that context? It kind of reminds me of Becky
Melange
from wait, who you say?
I said Milan from G Status.
Okay.
Also from New York, but
yeah, very.
It kind of gives me those vibes, yes.
Okay,
but
I was thinking Becky Buckwild from Flavor of Love. Remember, she told like that she get around certain people and her accent changes. I'm like, bitch, you fake as fuck. Like, how you gonna speak to how you gonna speak to a Hispanic in a Spanish accent and you don't speak Spanish? Like, make it make sense. You gonna talk to a Russian in like a Russian accent, they gonna pop the shit out of you. So Zulu gives me Becky Buckwild. I'm sorry.
I can't.
I'm sorry.
It's a
But
chop.
yeah,
Okay,
did
it's
you
a
have
chop for
any
you. Okay.
did you have any thoughts on episode Cinco? Damn, baby, I wish I was
Yes.
fluent in Spanish because I would be fucking these reviews up.
Wait, Cinco is 5. I
Ocho.
think.
Ocho. Episode
Ocho. Yes,
My
Ocho.
bad.
Close.
Ocho.
Okay. But yes, she's bilingual. But anyway, but yes. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Like, I think we said this before. Like, I feel like this show, it's so interesting because I feel like this show has a different vibe than like some of the other shows. I feel like it's a little slower, but I like that. It kind of gives like a docu-series kind of feel. And I enjoy that because I feel like it's a little more, it seems just a little more realistic, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It's not like as glitzy and glammy as some of the others, but I enjoy that like real world vibe of it.
It does really,
and it's set in New York.
It does.
Yeah.
Minus them living in a house together, I guess, but it does really get that.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like it kind of gives that. But yeah, I enjoyed this past episode. I feel like a lot happened. It was a lot going on, but I kind of enjoyed it. I feel like some things were a key. I was laughing at things that I probably shouldn't have laughed at, but we'll get to it. I just want to highlight a couple comments before we, get into the episode.
Shout out to everybody that's here, by the way.
Shout out to Pickens. Yes, forever changing their name, but I live. Come on, Pickens.
I just not noticed. Okay,
hello to you too.
Like 2 weeks ago.
That's my favorite one. But yes, and shout out to Robbie Rockington, who's in the building.
Thanks for being here, Robbie.
He said, not a chop of half the gas.
Yeah, half the gas.
Troy said what needs to be said. So, but we love everybody. And shout out to I Am Ray Serenity. And shout out to you for binge watching season 6. Yes. Shout out to you. Hopefully you enjoyed the season.
Yes, let us know in the comments what you think. Also, shout out to the girl Ray because I saw your comment said that you just tried jalapeno cornbread. Baby girl.
Did you?
She got
okay.
Now, no shade, Miss Ray.
Listen,
girl, but
we'll never steer you wrong.
I do remember you and Miss E laughing in the comments when we said jalapeno cornbread. I do remember y'all kid and me and Damien, and I changed your life. See, baby girl? See, told you, Miss Ray. Now we got to come to your house for dinner. Baby girl. But,
listen.
I'm sorry, we're derailing. We're derailing.
Right. But yes, I have enjoyed this past episode. But we will definitely get into it. But before we get into it, we want to bring on our host.
Yes.
We're so excited to have. But yes, we're so excited to have our guest, your boy Nunu, also known as Lester Matthews, who is the producer and creator. Well, I mean, listen, I gave both names. Yes. What's wrong with that? That's a nice name. But anyway, yes.
What's up?
Welcome. Yes. How is your night going so far?
My night is going good. I am editing, getting ready for a reunion tomorrow, a virtual reunion. I'm excited. It's I'm just nervous every time when I do type of live reunions. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm good tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
So is it virtual?
You never know what
so
somebody's
hands
gonna
won't be
say,
thrown?
I guess.
Say it again.
Is the reunion virtual so hands won't be thrown?
Yes. It is less money. I don't have to pay for security. I don't got to work about security deposit.
I have some questions.
Yes.
So it's for I do produce a show called the Elite Battle ATL. Is the first all black queer competition series. Where we have 16 contestants compete for prizes, vacation, and charity, money for their charity, and the title of the elite champion. So that's tomorrow, and then we're doing casting for season 2 next month.
Ooh, okay, busy,
Nice.
busy.
Okay.
So can I ask, when
Great.
does the reunion
So-
for? I mean, I know you guys are only on episode 8 of the Circle, but do you guys have like a date, or do you know when you want to plan on like filming the reunion? Is that going to be virtual, by the way, too?
It will be to be announced for now.
Okay.
I want the cast to have opportunity to at least watch majority of the season, because I think it's very important, because there's a lot of things they probably would want to hear from probably their cast members in their confessionals, and I don't want to go through a whole reunion without the cast being able not to be able to take up for themselves or be able to respond to anything people say. So yeah, it's to be a TBA for now.
Okay.
So for now. But
So do you
coming.
feel like, because I'm a fan of like the show The Bad Girls Club, so they would kind of do their reunions where they would like let the cast watch like maybe half the season just so they can kind of fill out what the girl said about them. Do you think it's kind of you think it's easier to kind of manage a reunion where people come in hot versus like if they just don't know, or if they found out in the moment from the host, like, oh, this person was talking shit about you?
Right. It's easier if you do it right after you finish filming the season, because people are already on a high from filming. They have everything in their mind. They don't have to try to remember things. Availability from everyone is going to be there, because they just they didn't move, they didn't relocate. So the best way for that is to do that. But if you want it to be more juicy, I guess you can just wait for the half of the season to be done. Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
No,
And also I do after shows. Like, I make sure I do at least after shows so the cast members could be able to give an update of what's going on in their lives now, and to be able to do some clapbacks live, and it's more engagement with the audience that way. So after shows is really important, just like the reunions.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question. So if you could sum up, I guess, your experience filming this season of the Circle NYC, what word would you use?
One word would I use? Big happy family. You know,
Okay.
I think that this is a very diverse family community in our community in New York City, and it's a big happy family. Happy family could be, arguments and fights, but somehow
that's kind of going along with what Robbie said.
Nuts. Yeah, that too.
Oh god. Okay.
So
Interesting.
I did want
Big
to
happy
ask,
family.
not to be messy, or I guess not to have you be like biased, but to take off your EP cap, your creator cap, if you could ask 2 people from season 6 of The Circle. First of all, let me kind of backtrack. So do you do like the casting, or do you have like a casting like director that selects individuals?
I'm the casting director. I do have a few, probably 3 producers who help me make decisions and get my I get feedback from them about the direction and the path of the storyline in the show. But yeah, mostly just me doing casting. And usually before casting, I can be able to figure out a theme and try to accomplish that theme. Like for the theme for this season was Big Happy Family. I wanted to break a record. I could always do a season. This is my 6th season. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I know I can do it. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to break a record. I wanted to have a diverse group in our community, age, gender, and just creativity. I wanted to have a big, diverse conversation, so everyone, don't have to agree with everything. Everyone can can disagree or agree to disagree or have their own individual thoughts. Yes.
Okay. So
we spoke about how we kind of spoke about how like your show is kind of like different from some of the other shows that we've seen. Can you talk about like your influences and kind of what drove you to create this specific show?
Well, I created the Circle, which I guess TTB confirmed. I guess I was the first person to create a Black queer reality show for web series. I created a show. I've been auditioning for the real world. I got VHS tapes. I got all old tapes of me auditioning for the real world 5 times. I got old tapes, lying and every single tape, trying to get on that show. And I got so close one time. And then that made me want to just create YouTube. I started YouTube back in 2008, and I was like, "There's no one like me." All I seen was B Scott on YouTube, and then it was just like, "There's no one actually talks about my life and relate to me." So I was like, I need to really talk about at least my perspective. So I created a YouTube channel, Yo Boy Nunu, and I created that in 2008, and then over time, I started filming docuseries, but it wasn't a reality show format. It was like a travel blog situation that I started. And then I was like, hey, if I just sit down and do confessionals, it's a reality show, same thing. So I just started doing confessionals and incorporating that like in 2009 and 10. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to really do this. And when I lived in Los Angeles, I reached out to so many people that I could really say names now. Christopher Milan and so many people that in LA that at that time was going to film the Circle LA, but it just didn't happen because it just didn't work out. So
do you remember the year this was?
This was 2010. We was going to film it in 2010. Okay. And then I visited Dallas, and I was like, fuck it, let me just go with I know. So I combined my friends together, and I was like, let's film this reality show. I can do it. Like, there's so many different shows that I watched on television. I was like, I can edit that. And I started studying different methods, and I was just studying different ways that it was cutting scenes and telling stories. And I was like, let me do this. So I filmed it and I edited it and I just put it out there, and it became this big thing. And I was like, when I moved to I moved to New York, and I was like in 2011, 12, one of them. And that was history. I just reached out to different people in the community, socialites, and I was like, let's make this happen.
Okay. Shout out to that. We love like we love to hear like the backstory of like how people got started and see like where they worked up to now. It's always like inspiration, at least for me, to interview somebody who kind of once started where like I'm still trying to find my path and what works for me. So it's always inspiring to like to hear people.
I always say like if you don't do it, it's not gonna get done. Like there's so many. I feel like I spent all my 20s procrastinating and just sitting back, waiting to discover it, and going on auditions, applying for the real world, all kind of stuff, and just realizing that I could just create it myself. Like all you got to do is just do it. All you got to do is at least attempt to do it, and then work. Everything will work out after that. Yeah.
So if you could, I guess. If you could edit for any like mainstream reality television like show or franchise, what show or network would you choose?
I will fuck up the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I will fuck up that show. I can look at other shows and I was like, I can edit better than their editors. But I'm a Virgo, but at the same time, like. I can look back and like, wow, I can edit the shit out of that, especially with the technology. And this is a one-person team editing it. So I'm dealing, if I'm editing for Bravo and these other shows, I know I'm going to have at least 10-person team. And I'm going to have at least a budget and other stuff to work with and time off and healthcare or something, you know? So, yeah, I would definitely fuck up the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Any show on television, I'll fuck it up.
Okay.
So, would you consider yourself more of an editor over anything else, or are you like, what do you kind of focus more on?
Well, I think I'm an editor more than anything else because I feel like I spend more time editing than filming the show.
Yeah,
like I can film a show with I can film a show in 2 months. I can film a show in a week. But it's about sitting down, making sure you have everything spelt right, making sure everything is no glitches. Everyone make sure that the camera angles is not, is steady. I don't know if people pay attention, but I have rules of editing. I don't show people sweat glands. My goal is honestly to make sure everyone look their best because they're honestly representing my network. So I have to make sure they, in their confessionals, I have to check out every time they say I got to make sure they sound right and make sure they know what they're saying, the audience know what they're talking about, making sure they hear them and make sure they hear the audio. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into making sure it's perfect with editing and just make sure it's A1 because there are so many times in the past, and I don't think even people realize this, that my goal in editing and doing these shows is a time capsule for me. I can even look back, or anybody can look back and binge watch the shows, and they can look at it and look at the time period at that time, and realize that it's a piece of art for me. There's a time when we filmed the post-Orlando tragedy in season 3, 2, one of them, 2. And it was a moment that was caught. Every time I watch it, I break down in tears because I just remember those moments of crying and remembering the post people. And I realized I caught that moment in life. I caught that moment. I caught our community suffering. I caught everything. So that's what I'm so proud of. It's just to make sure it's done right. There's so many. The Circle Atlanta, I just really re-upload another episode because it's not about it's about entertaining and making sure people have something to watch and entertain and learn from. But for me as an artist is to make sure it's done right. So that's an episode in the Circle Atlanta recently I took down and re-upload. I don't care if you have 5,000 views on it or 200 views on it. It has to be done right. And as an artist, you have to make sure that it's done right. And it's done right too. And it feel like that you're proud of what you produce. So if you look back on, there's one episode that's probably like 30 views, but it's the same episode, but it's just the message behind it. I don't care about the views. It's about the message and about telling a story and telling these people's stories as well, especially when they trust me in my vision.
Okay,
that's dope, especially considering. Yeah, especially since like I feel like watching the Circle, it gives docuseries vibes, and I feel like what you're saying now is kind of like giving like documentarian, where it's like it may have 500 views now, but like 20 years in the future, when people are genuinely trying to figure out like, okay, what happened during this pulse, like during that tragedy, they can go back and look at that video and be like, oh, this is like a real world, example of the situation. So that's dope.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the DocuFeel comment because I think it's important that I'm very detailed in telling these people's stories and being able for them to explain themselves and not leaving anything out. Because a reality show, is all staged and that. I think that after this episode, I feel like I didn't have to produce anymore. I just showed up and pressed the red button because I've done so much producing and developing these characters that they got comfortable with one another and they continue their storyline and they kept filming. That's when it doesn't become fake anymore. I just show up and say, I'm here, we can start. I don't have to I think after episode 8, I stopped producing. I stopped focusing on filming and make sure everything is quality and everything is set.
That is so interesting because I was gonna ask, like, what were we gonna say?
And I think that's an accomplishment being a producer. That's like you done your job. Like you put them in the right direction. You put them in. You have these dates set up for them. You just have them set up and do their thing, and they come in and put a content in. So I'm proud of at least just showing up.
Okay. That's interesting that you say that because especially considering this past episode when like, some serious things have happened. Some people have lost people that are very close to them. I feel like we've spoken to some producers where they're like, roll the tape, like keep it going, it don't matter. And like some maybe like will pull back. How do you know like when to like keep shooting, to not shoot? Like how do you know when to interfere and like not interfere? Do you have like a protocol for that, or?
Well, for me as a producer, I film everything, especially when they're talking about things that I know I'm not going to use. I guess I'm telling my secrets. So if I'm filming and they're having a conversation about go to bed. Sorry, my dog. If they're having a conversation about Beyonce. Or like stuff I'm not going to use is not even about to show the storyline. I let them talk, but I keep going because I already know the conversation is going to change. There's something catty, messy, or if they're talking about a subject that I already know they're not going to change. Hey y'all, let's talk about this. Simple. We're not going to use this. Y'all talking. Listen, Beyonce. Listen, we know. Let's talk about this. So.
Right.
So I try to gear the conversation to where it needs to be.
Okay. So between between the Circle NYC, the Circle down south, the Circle Atlanta, and then the Elite Battle Atlanta, which show is like the easiest for you to record, to film, and to edit? Or which cast is like the least problematic for you?
What's easiest to film, which is the Elite Battle because it's 2 weeks.
Okay.
2.5 weeks, which is structured, scheduled. The cast knows the locations before we start filming. For the Circle New York, it's easy after over time, but at the beginning, you just you plan for the long-term goal, which is making sure that they're present and here. So that's not a lot to control because everyone who auditioned, wants to be a part of the show. So.
Okay, interesting. I just wanted to say shout out to everybody that's here in the chat. Spicy Original, Ashley Monet. Thank y'all for being here. Pickens asked, actually, this is a good question. How many episodes are you planning for the season? I guess this current season of the Circle NYC.
Yeah, if you go in the descriptions after each episode, it basically gives you everything you need to know about the season. It's 12 episodes. It's 12 episodes for season 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that including the reunion, or is it
not including the reunion?
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be probably 13 and 14.
Okay. Cool.
Hopefully just one, but.
And do you have like times where you're going to put it out, or how do you decide when to put out an episode?
So, the Circle NYC is not a traditional show. My main goal is making sure that quality and editing is done right, and it's not forced or like it's not overlooked on different things. There's so many times I uploaded episodes and I immediately took it down and uploaded it the next day because I found different things that I didn't like or didn't like. So basically, Yeah, I don't have a traditional date. It's just when it takes at least probably like 2.5 weeks to edit an episode for me. And I'm okay with that. I think that it's important for me to well, what I have been doing all these years is just making sure I just focus on making sure I produce great quality and content, and that's first. I don't mind if people stop watching The Circle New York and wait till I'm done, because that's perfectly understandable. Like, I'm not forcing people to watch the show. You can definitely watch it when it's done. You can binge watch it. I have 5 episodes when it's done. But at the same time, I do acknowledge that I definitely want something traditional, and I want something that people can watch weekly or maybe bi-weekly. And that's with any projects I'm doing moving forward outside of what I'm putting out now. Like anything moving forward, season 7, everything else, I'm not going to put anything out until the whole season is finished, edited. And if that means being honest and straightforward to my viewers and to my cast members involved, letting them, hey, we're filming this right now. But I just want to remind you and let you know that it would take a year for me to produce the show. I haven't been honest because I don't like that. I like, hey, this is going to be out in 6 months and we're going to have fun this year. But things happen. I'm the only editor. I get sick. I get broke. I have family issues. I got to fly to New Orleans, fly to Dallas, see my mom in the hospital. So I know that, I'm the only editor and things can happen. So promising things to, and things of that nature is moving forward. I would just have to say, we're filming this just like Bravo, on those other shows. It take them a year. RuPaul Drag Race take them a year to produce the show. It's gonna take a year for me to produce the show as well. And I just have to
that's real.
I have to be honest about that. And I think that people sometimes I feel like think I'm a robot, and and sometimes I feel like I'm a robot. But I have to just change the way I post episodes moving forward by giving myself a year. And by me doing that, I think that it will be more engagement. I have a more engagement audience. I have a more happier cast, and I'll be on the beach somewhere chilling while the episodes come out. So things, I'm human and things are going to change. So I'm going to keep saying the New York NYC is not a traditional series. It's a documentary series. Is there for entertainment and it's a piece of art. So I'm definitely going to change the way I do things moving forward.
Okay, yes, we definitely appreciate the honesties. Like, kind of going back to what you just spoke on. I don't know if I should call you Lester or Nunu. I'll just go with Nunu because I feel like Lester's too formal. But to kind of go back to what you just to what you spoke on, like people kind of thinking that like the creators and EPs are robots and they don't have other stuff going on outside of just, recording for the show and uploading the show. So I do appreciate you being like, I'm a one-man band right now. And
I literally just, I'm working on my movie, my next film. And I just literally finished filming my next scripted series, which is going to be out in a couple of months. So I'm doing reality and scripted stuff. What I love. If you go to my channel, I have a film, 3 million views, 100,000 views. So I know my niche, but at the same time, I'm not going to downplay The Circle or my reality content. I'm going to stay true to that, but I'm not going to give people any and everything, because I've been watching these shows online. Let me stop. And I was like, Lord, what the hell they doing?
You've been watching South Central Baddies?
Glad I'm doing this right.
Well, they're just fighting, baby. Just hands. That's it. But I definitely like identify with what you said about just like being an editor and like editing a show and like wanting it to be like perfect or wanting it to like look how you want it to, like, you know, what you thought it would look like, and like waiting. And also just like knowing that like it takes time to like create good work. Like I know some reality shows, they're kind of like made now to where it's like they're always on. Like it may not be that franchise, but like some franchise associated with that brand is on, and it kind of dips in quality because they're too busy.
Well, it makes sense. I can tell
of,
why the episodes are every week. I can tell.
Right.
Look rushed.
But but yes, no, I definitely identify with that for sure.
I was like, shit, that's why shit. If I was editing like that, my shit would be up every week too.
So I did kind of want to speak about, like, since we're kind of like on the, I guess, topic of like editing, and so like following this episode, there was like a lot of yelling, disagreements, arguing. How do you kind of decompress after recording people argue and yell at each other for hours?
I think this situation was unique because it was done between tapings.
Okay.
So it was done off camera, but I wasn't involved as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of got away with it. I was like, shit. but yeah, I've been through Melly B. I've been through Blood's Gutter. I've been through
That's a storm.
All these cast members. Ain't shit gonna faze me. So I'm so used to it. But I hope they're ready for me.
Ooh, okay. So who's the most like intense like personality that you've had to work with?
Intense personality. Well, intense would be intense. I don't think I have an intense, maybe unpredictable person.
Okay.
Unpredictable person would have to be Zulu.
I was gonna say Zulu.
Zulu.
It have to be Zulu because
Zulu.
I call him in a moment in his life where he was 19. Well, he's about to be almost 21 now. But he was 19 years old, and I just look back at my 19-year-old self, which I probably was more mature. But listen, we have to make sure that, and he looked back right now, and I'm sure he learned from, his ways, and maybe he haven't learned from his. I don't know, but I think that he. Well, you'll see a moment in the future where he matures a little bit and talk about different things that's really important to him. He performed and stuff like that. But yeah, he's unpredictable at 19-year-old, and even while we was filming, I say,
I forget he's so young.
Zulu, can you sit down, please? Can you film me? Zulu, please, come on, Zulu. Can you stop yelling, Zulu? Come on, please?
Do you know what his zodiac sign is?
Not you babysitting.
Zulu, please. I don't. It's a lot of them.
Does anybody in the comments, like Robbie or like anybody, shout out to the people in the chat, shout out to the people that are going to watch this on the playback, but anybody that watches this in the playback or anybody that's watching right now, could y'all please tell me if you know what Zulu zodiac sign is? Because it's
interesting. A Gemini? No.
I was going to say Gemini, because it's giving a little unhinged.
But when he goes from being calm to yelling, that's definitely giving Gemini energy, no shade.
Yeah, Zulu is a character. You just want to get into the review because I have some things, some notes, some comments on Mr. Zulu.
Yeah, let's talk about the episode. Episode 8 of season 6
Damage Control
of the Circle NYC
season 6.
Yes.
So the format for this review is as follows. This is basically the same format. I don't know why I'll list it off or read it to you guys like you guys don't know. But favorite moment, shadiest moment, funniest moment, best fit, favorite of the episode, least favorite. Ciao. Robbie, go in timeout.
What is he?
Can I highlight it?
What is he talking about?
Gemini energy is affecting me.
37. She about 40.
Not 37.
But
are those long years, Robbie? That's a lot. Like that's a lot of years you put on that man. But.
Yes, yeah, they if they're not giving it to Royal Geo, then they're laying out Zulu. It's crazy that both of them are like supposed to be like besties, but it's like oil and water. We'll talk about it. Zulu
I was going to ask about that, but yeah,
is their dynamic is like y'all hunching. We gonna talk about it though, because it's giving it, you know. How much
you know we have to ask.
Yeah, we have to ask. That's what it's giving. But my first favorite moment for the Circle NYC season 6 episode 8, Keki's music video. So this kind of goes on board when I say about I like that this cast, they don't talk about what they do it. Keki said I'm a rapper. Y'all have been playing her song nonstop. Baby, it's a bop. This thing. No, I wish I could fit that on my license plate. Because I would put that on my fucking don't play with it, baby. This period. But
shout out to Keki Couture.
You need it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, shout out to the girl Keki Couture. Like her music video, I said that Mama's his body. I already knew that Keki was body. But she put on that carnival costume. I was like, God damn. Okay. Mama's out here with the feather. I really like Keki. I like that she's down to earth. She kind of gives me like a late 90s around the way girl. Just her vibe is so just laid back and chill, and she doesn't come across as like cocky or I just go for Keki. She just seems like really, really chill, down to earth. This is what like because me and Damon say this a lot with these shows. It's the feminine energy that's gonna carry the show when it's
I was just about to say that.
A bunch of guys. Like Keki kind of just makes the show she levels the show because the guys are doing nothing but going back and forth. And Keki comes in like, this show still beefing. Like, so I love her. I love her energy.
Like, for some reason, the Circle New York has the ability to not produce or low produce females presence on the show. Like, we do like auditions. I reach out to people, females, trans girls. I reach out to a lot of people, and just it's unfortunate that people drop out last minute and people do stuff like that. But I just want to point that out, that I definitely make sure that I have at least a more of a female presence on a show to represent our lesbian community. I wanted someone they can relate to. Kiki had a girlfriend at the time. And she came around filming, but for some reason she didn't want her on camera. So I wanted to showcase that a little more. So there's a lot of stuff that people didn't want to show that I wanted to showcase. But so we
I was gonna ask, how do you decide what to depict and what not to depict? Like, do you sit down with that person and say, or with like a cast member and say, like, what do you want to show? Or do you say, oh, I saw this on your Instagram, can we film this? How does that work?
So I have a conversation with each cast member and each cast member about their goals and what they want to accomplish on the show. We talk about different options of solo scenes and how many solo scenes they can have. And we sit down and plan it out. Like, hey, you got 2 solo scenes you can do. I give them suggestions. Some of them have their own idea. I'm about to cuss this girl out. Nah, let's go to bed. Go lay down there.
Not the little pub.
But I sit down with them and give them different suggestions. Some of them already have suggestions and ideas, and we just make it happen. I sit down and I have a whole document that I note everything in and keep everything intact and and making sure that their voice is heard and stuff like that. But I'm gonna definitely have I think episode 11 is an episode that has no group interactions. It's just them doing all these stuff individually. So I can't wait for that episode to come, so it can showcase a little more what they do by themselves. I think it's gonna be refreshing because the audience will be like, "Damn, I'm tired of seeing them all together." At least one episode of them showcasing their artistry, doing their interviews, music. So that's definitely gonna be a talent episode coming up.
That's gonna be dope as fuck.
It's gonna be boring, but I definitely at least want to have one there for them to at least have to showcase what they do.
Okay, and I really, really like that. I like your mindset because I feel like with these shows, you can only take so many arguments and yelling at each other. So we actually prefer, let me say, Damon and I, we actually prefer the episodes where there's substance, whether it's work, them doing the showcase, somebody doing hair, or somebody doing makeup. I just kind of feel like this is what these shows are about to show.
Or even relationship stuff.
Yeah.
Or going to therapy. Just things that happen in their life. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, normal everyday shit that just people outside the show go through. So it's cool to see like the substance and work, or people just talking to family like about different shit. So like I said, we can only take so many arguments and yelling before it's like, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing like the cast in their element and doing what they do, like just thriving and grinding. Like, baby, I'm looking really looking forward to that episode. Like that, that's key and carry, baby.
Thank you. We just finished wrapping up season 7. So that will be out. That will be out this summer.
Wait, you just finished wrapping season 7 for the
Well, we didn't just.
Already on season 7.
I'm a confessionals with post-production wise with season 7. So we just teamed up with a local network here in New York. It's called MNN. It's like a local channel here in New York City. It reaches out to over 200,000 people. And the Circle season 6 airs every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. So New Yorkers get to see it every Sunday. And I'm excited for, they're doing a premiere party and like a little premiere situation for season 7. Just to let everyone know that YouTube is not the only outlet. YouTube is not this.
Sure.
Just because you have 50,000 views on your episodes, that doesn't mean that you can still have views in another, outlet. So it's about, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the quantity, it's the quality. So I use quality over quantity any day.
How were you able to
I've seen
work out getting your content on like network TV, public TV?
The connections that I have and the relationships that I build over time, and just coming correct. I have a trailer, I have a season, I have the content. There you go. Knock yourself out. It's about putting it out there for people to. I've been through pitch meetings throughout season 1, 2, and 3. I had a meeting with BET, Viacom. It's not gonna happen. The Circle New York City is not gonna be on television. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do the best I can to make sure it is done right and on my own accord.
So why do you think that it wouldn't end up on television?
It's been done. The story been told so many times. I reached out to Carlos King so many times. I've done that, and I've learned to accept it, and I learned to understand that if I make it, everyone else will make it. If I make it with my film, everyone else will make it. So it's about making it for myself, so I can have my team to be celebrated and to come up with me. And that's what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I love the Circle New York City. It's a great, amazing show. But in order for me to get it to the next direction, I have to make sure that I'm taking advantage of the opportunities. Glad just invited me last year to Los Angeles to be a part of the top 150 Black career creators in America. They invited me for a reason. They see me. They see my work. So I'm going to take advantage of any opportunities I'm receiving to make sure that, hey, if I have an opportunity, hell yeah, the Circle. Everybody from the Circle, they want to do a new reality show. Everybody, all the cash I could come on this show. So it's about, you know, moving forward and making sure you take advantage of all opportunities.
Right. You did mention Carlos King, and kind of made me think of this question, but him being like a Black queer man and being so popular of a TV producer, but not producing any queer content seemingly. What do you think like is behind that? Do you think that maybe he doesn't because he feels like people won't watch, or do you think that his priorities is just more amongst women?
Yeah, I don't think that he think I don't think he think there's a market for that. You know, I love Carlos King. He's amazing, and if I ever meet him, I'm sure we can be friends and hit it off and can relate to a lot of things. But he put one or two, like a token gay on each show, just like Housewives used to do all the time, and that's played out. I think that our community is so diverse that we can stand on our own. We can have our own show, but at the same time, you know, we got to smack each other. We got to fight on the show. That's what they like to see. But I will continue to making sure I put out content that speaks to my heart and is told by me. So,
and we thank you for that, because I kind of feel like
for sure.
I kind of feel like if a network did pick up a TV show for like Black gay men, or you know, just the community, it would be, I feel like they would be exploited. Like it would be nothing but basically what we're seeing now, like a bunch of arguing and production like dropping bugs or whatever just to get like drama. So I kind of feel like that's why we haven't seen like a show for gay men on the mainstream, just because I feel like they'll be easily exploited. And then you exploit them, and then they don't come back for like another season. So you just got them absentee for nothing.
A lot of these production companies, like, you know, I think it's called King. Mm-hmm. If you go on their website and you want to submit your show, they have opportunities to own the rights to your show. Mm-hmm. And they have opportunities to steal your story and steal your idea. So that's why I'll be careful on going on. I'm not just naming names, Mona, these other websites where you can put your show on there. When you submit it, it tells you, if you submit this, I can use this for promotional things. So that's why I didn't fully submit different shows, but I did reach out to networks and stuff like that, and I DM Carlos multiple times, but I ain't nobody.
But sometimes it's not even about like how big something gets, but just like the people that it touches. Like I feel like watching this show, it's impacted me. Like I love and enjoy the Circle NYC and like the other content that you produce. So like, and I'm sure other people obviously do too. So maybe it's not so much like how big it's gotten, like it's on Bravo or VH1, but like there's a whole group of people that have been impacted by this and remember it and love it and care about it. So I feel like that's more so what matters versus like it being like in the zeitgeist of like reality TV.
Right. I feel as though I can put the Circle in New York City, and the episodes, I could definitely give all the episodes in TV One. I can see TV One taking all my episodes of the Circle and put it on it. I can see it on it. You know, it's not about the network. It's about the content and how you tell a story.
Yes. I know I Am Ray Serenity asked a question about have you ever thought about producing scripted shows, series? Obviously, we know you have, but what like which one do you prefer more? Do you prefer like reality TV or like reality like web series or versus like scripted content?
I like reality television without the behind the scenes drama. I love scripted stuff because it's more control. We do table reads. They show up, say their lines, and they go home. I love that, and I love being able to look at people saying things that I wrote. It's very it's a moment of like, wow, I wrote that, and you're really saying that. It's a really good moment. I like scripted stuff more than reality. It's coming out real soon. My new project is like a drama futuristic series.
Okay.
So it's dated in 2074. So I don't know, I just wanted to do something different. So it's like a futuristic
film. So doing something futuristic, kind of sci-fi, and being independent, like, were you maybe intimidated on like depicting something so far in the future? And how did you go about that?
Producing something in the future is a lot of green screens. It's It's telling a story right. Is having just bold colors. I get a lot of footage of futuristic stuff from websites, but that's not corny. It's more believable. You don't have to have flying cars. I don't think that it's going to be that far in the future where it's going to be like flying out. But it has different I also studied different other films and stuff like that. And like, I was like, okay, they didn't go that far. I could do that. That's doable. Simple. I thought about doing futuristic stuff, simple is better. Like if you have something very simple and their attire is very believable.
Okay. So not to derail, because I know we're on time, but I love to ask people like, what movies are you into? What's your favorite movie since you study movies and it influences you?
What my favorite movies are? I don't have a favorite movie. I just appreciate real quality and it gives me inspiration. There's so many movies. I don't have like of course The Color Purple, the original Color Purple, and like I love wide shot films. Something is showing like something as in a wide shot, like when they did the wide shot of the field, like wide shots of different things that's just show different, like that shows beauty to me. I like filming in wide shots and close-ups. I really don't do medium shots, but wide shots or close-ups.
Yeah, those give like intense feelings. I feel like a wide shot and then like really close up for sure. Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about camera work, baby.
Please, sure. We'll watch a terrible Tubi movie and you'll be like, this movie is terrible. This angle is well. You become a film critic. So
true. That's very, very true, baby. Goodness.
But we've been looking to review more like scripted content, so we can't wait until you come out with that project. We'll definitely want to review it.
It's gonna be good. You probably know some familiar faces that's on there.
Yes. So now I kind of want to shift gears just a little bit, Mr. Nunu. So episode 8 of the Circle, there was like an altercation that occurred off camera. Now some of the people are saying that Could you explain in your own words what kind of transpired when like the cameras went down at was it Geo Glam's apartment?
We was filming the first group project for World AIDS Day, for the HIV Stops With Me campaign. And we was all hanging around Geo's place, drinking and just singing Kirk Franklin, and we were just singing gospel music. We was having fun praising the Lord, just like King said. And that incident happened between Geo and Geo and Derek. I seen everything in my eyes. I know what happened. So I don't want to spoil anything, but a conversation with the group will come up. And I think right now what you're watching on the show is maybe two different sides of what happened. And I think that it's really important to have the cast to tear their, give their truth and have their perspective of what happened. Maybe it's damage control, maybe it's not. But I think that it's important for the cast to tell their story and to give their experience on what happened.
Okay.
But it definitely when a group comes together, you're definitely gonna have people agree, and you're gonna have people to disagree. But yeah, the episode is coming. But right now, you see two people just telling how they experienced the incident or how they how it went down for them.
Okay, so I did see like a sneak peek. I think it's like coming up next episode where there's like another argument on the street. So did this kind of altercation with Derek Jow and Royal Geo, did that like split the group in two?
Yeah, I think it did split the group. Organically, it was going that way anyway. So people who was, on Geo Royal side, that's their crew was the Fat Four, I think it's called. And then we got the Derek side, which is Peaches, Robbie, and Geo Royal, and everybody else is kind of like scattered around and like in the middle. But throughout time, it definitely brings up accusations and different things from Kenzie and Miss D, and I guess they call it the choke gate. So it'll be a choke gate going on, and and basically putting blame on people, putting people accountable, and just I guess letting people know that and you'll see maybe people reactions to the wig, and maybe the wig will come up again. Maybe the wig will come up again on the show again. We haven't seen the wig. Maybe you'll see the wig coming up. Well, you will.
To me, it's like I don't want to laugh at it, but like it's kind of a key because it's just like it's Derek of all people, and I feel like Derek is so calm and like I feel like he carries himself with such like poise that it's just like you choked a bitch, like oh my god, like I can't believe it. And then also just like this is the observation I had, and let me know if y'all feel differently, but I definitely feel like Derek being someone that dresses up. I don't really say that he does drag, but just like dresses up. I feel like it's different from like a gay boy or like a gay man putting or just like somebody that like puts on wigs to serve a look. I feel like that's different from like a gay man or a gay boy putting on a wig. I feel like if I was to put on the wig, like obviously I don't wear wigs, but like if I was to put on the wig, somebody might snatch it and it would be like a key because it's like I don't wear wigs. But like Derek being somebody that puts on wigs and like serves a look, I feel like that like snatching the wig off is more disrespectful because it's like I'm actually trying to serve a look versus me just putting on a wig as a key, So that's kind of what I got from it. I felt like maybe you know, Gio thought it was a key because, you know, you got on a wig, but it's like, no, like, I'm used to like wearing wigs for real. And when people snatch it, it's a, you know,
Right.
it's a slight.
Yeah, Derek,
That's just
he's
the
not
thought
used to, he's not used to wearing wigs. It was just a moment that he was trying on Jill's wig, I think. It was something. I never seen a wig on his head.
Okay.
Okay.
So the wig
I just figured, I'm like, I don't know, he wore makeup, so.
Was that like was that one of Gio Glam's wigs?
Yeah, that's one of his wigs, I think. Yeah, I think it's one of the Gio wigs or Derek's wig. I don't know. Somebody's wig, and it was snatched.
Okay. I'm petty, but was it a bob? I have to know. Was it a bob?
It's like a rainbow long
40-inch bust down.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 inches.
Okay. 40-inch with a party.
Sit right there. Look what kind of wig it is.
Yeah, it was down his back. But I guess the thing that kind of got me was, I'm sure we'll see this in like upcoming episodes, is I guess Royal not really taking accountability for touching Derek. He's like, oh, it was a key. We're just like, no, I don't really know you like that for you to come snatch a wig off my head. So I think I'm lost at Royal Gio being like, you choking me was unnecessary. And it's like, well, if you want to touch them, like, you wouldn't have got choked. So I guess I just say all that to say, just like, keep your hands to yourself. Especially if you don't know, like, the people that you're in a room with. Like,
he did say he did ask him. He did say, like, did you pull my wig off on purpose? And I mean, there's a discrepancy between whether he heard him or not, but Derek heard yes, so he snatched him.
I guess I'm just don't touch me. I won't put my hands on you. So this
yeah, you hear different stories of that from people who witnessed it and seen it. Just like what King said, what Royal said he didn't ask him a question, he just choked him.
Yeah.
And then Gio Glam saying the same things, the different opposite sides. So and then I hear somebody else say it really doesn't matter if you ask or not, you still, you know, choke someone. And then I heard somebody else say that's worse. You ask and you choke someone, it's kind of worse. But they have different stories. I let them tell their stories, how they want to tell their stories.
Yeah, the choking is, you know, no shade, but Derek's a big girl. So to choke with those hands, I feel like it's gonna.
Said you pushed them 5 feet across into the kitchen.
I was literally, I finalized the episode and I literally forgot to put at the beginning, Ourviewtv do not condone.
Gotta put that disclaimer.
I forgot to left it out. I was like, damn, I forgot to left it out. But oh well, you should already know.
Disclaimer in there, baby.
So it wasn't. Yeah, it was a lot of yelling, you know, especially between Royal and Zulu. Yeah.
I do want to say that aside from Keiki, I feel like kind of being like the piece of the group, or kind of just being like the energy that kind of just brings the group together. Mustafa is a key. Mustafa is messy as hell.
I love Mustafa.
Mustafa is messy as hell. Like, why would you go tell Royal Gio that Zulu was talking about him? Knowing damn well this is going to set this man off. Mustafa is a key, baby. And,
I knew he was a key when he brought that Taylor Port.
Baby, I was
to Gio.
Next time Mustafa shows up to set with a bottle of Taylor Port in his bag, confiscate that, please.
My goodness.
No more Taylor Port from Mustafa. He's a key. Mustafa is a key, baby. But he's messy.
Shout out to Mustafa, Mr. MTA.
Yes. Come on, MTA.
Well, shout out to, you know, he I didn't follow him on TikTok, but he popular with you know, he's an MTA bus driver, and he make videos while him on a bus. And
I did see his.
So he popular on TikTok and Instagram with creating bus driver videos.
Okay.
And he was like, every time he said, if I show up from work and if you see me wearing an MTA, please blur out my logo, because
I do not want to be affiliated. I do not want to represent them at this point.
I don't want to affiliate with no fighting and stuff. Okay.
Yes.
I can't.
He said, blur on my work badge, baby.
Right.
Blur the logo.
It was him trying to take that carriage when they was trying to do the AIDS walk for me. Like,
so that's the first
like,
day.
Why would you show up?
That's the first day of him filming, and then I was like,
"Oh my god!"
And a lot of these things that even this is another reason why if you're dealing with one editor, another reason why it takes a little longer, because I discover a lot of shit. So when we film, I mic everyone up. Not everyone, but majority of people up. And I'm filming. I don't know what people saying verbatim. I know what we're talking about overall and where the direction is going, but I don't know verbatim or what they're saying and for them to express how I'll be getting there. So I'm discovering a lot of shit. That's why you see a lot of stuff. I did not know Mustafa was that Bugetto. I did not know he was
you got
that
paper
Bugetto.
towel? I said, not paper towel. Like, you ain't got a little rag with you?
Yeah, so I discovered a lot of audio.
Wow. So like in real time, are you kind of thinking like how you're gonna put the story together as it's happening?
Sometimes I could say 40% of what's going on the show is me finding out in post-production. So I can edit next episode and damn, I did not know that happened. And I'm going to put that up part of the show.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I discover a lot of stuff and a lot of shit talking on these mics. So it'll be hot mic. So I definitely include those, and it definitely changed relationships in current day.
Okay.
Yeah, I discover a lot of stuff. Because it's different when you on OWN and when you're on these other networks. They got a whole team listening.
Right.
In the back.
Catching everything.
Yeah. I'm listening while we edit.
Right.
So yeah, I can hear everything, but when people talking and sometimes when you see a close up, like when there was a close up between Royal and Ralphie, I did a close up from the other side of the room. So I didn't know that they was doing all that. I just know that they was talking and hugging and making sure they were checking up on each other. So I discovered those intimate moments as well.
Okay.
I just zooming in because sometimes when you have a camera in people's face, they know the camera is there. So sometimes I film in a vulnerable place to capture those moments.
Okay. And so when they were at Geo Glam's house, what borough was that in? If I may ask.
I think it's Queen. It was debating it was Queens of Brooklyn.
Okay. I was gonna say, how shook did Royal Geo have Brooklyn or Queens? Like, how shook did he have them when he was spazzing outside of Geo Glam's apartment? Because
I'm sure he woke up the whole block.
Yes, they were
when
like.
I was editing, I discovered stuff when I'm editing too. That was a dude sitting across the street, sitting there on the porch. I was like, and all these white people passing by, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I peeped that.
You don't give a fuck. Like, that's how New York is. You just give a fuck. Like one time when I was in Hell's Kitchen, just chilling. Well, not chilling. I was meeting up with my ex for my birthday, and he dumped me. And I had a moment when I just didn't give a fuck. I was on the corner crying, yelling, and I was like, damn, I'm a New Yorker. You just don't give a fuck no more. And then people walking by, they probably don't give a fuck too. So it's kind of like we just don't give a fuck here in New York.
I give a little of that, like being in Chicago now, like being on Michigan Avenue, like people will protest like the luxury, because they do fur or they sell fur or whatever. And you'll get like the tourists that are like, oh my God, like they're protesting, like getting their phones out. And it's like, it's just people protesting on the street.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I definitely get that. That's crazy.
That's how it is.
Wow.
Yes, this has been... Babe, you dropped some gems during this interview. We learned so much, like just about this season, how you operate and how you construct like your show. So the fact that you like to make your show, like you said, as vulnerable and like raw as possible, or let me say organic as possible. Like, I think it's dope. I think it's really, really interesting that you go in kind of like with the mindset of like an audience member, but also you keep your EP hat on. So I think that balance is what makes your show really unique.
Thank you. And that's really important to me because that's how it should be told.
Yeah. Most
Yeah,
definitely, we
for
need
sure.
the vulnerable moments and the heart to heart. We need people on like these shows to show that they are human. You know, like they're not robots. They aren't, I don't know, killer animals or some shit like that. So
Right.
vulnerability makes these shows, most at least for me. In my
Exactly. I love to say this all the time to the cast. I say I just want to humanize y'all. I want y'all to be relatable. Um, you know, I could just. I don't think you can look at the show and think that it's like even one villain. To me, I think it's just everyone individually just showcasing and expressing how they feel. I don't think there have to be a villain. And I think for season 6 and 7, it's a theme season. So I wanted to do big happy family, the biggest cast, but moving forward, 8 and maybe to my last season, I definitely it's going to be a shorter cast because it's going to be so much easier to manage.
I always say that. I think we always say that. Like when
Yeah,
we
we
like
do.
critique shows, we're just like, dang, it would be better if it was a smaller cast because you could focus more on this person's story. Whereas if you have 15 people, it's harder to get that, you know,
Yeah, and
everybody's
I think
story.
that's a negative, but I think that which is understandable. But I think the positive also for having a big cast that it can never be a dull moment. There's like on this last episode, Keiki versus Gio, you know, Zulu versus this, da 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 da. So many people have disagreements that I could catch and I could just showcase those moments and make sure it's entertaining.
Right.
I would never ever had a boring moment filming season 6 because I made sure I overcast and filming season 5. I didn't want to make a mistake in having 5 people and people not showing up and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that I had people show up and show out. And if you don't show up or filming, hey, it's okay. We got a whole 8 people already doing the thing. So I'll see you tomorrow. So it wasn't a pressure thing. Hey, Cass, you have to be here. Even though, and then by them filming and building relationship with each other, it will organically be happier and say, hey, bitch, you going to film it today? I'm coming too, bitch. So it makes them more happier and more friendly to film since they have more people that they're friends with on the show.
Okay. It's real interesting. So
Um,
speaking of,
I was just gonna say Derek Dow did touch on that. I'm sorry to cut you off, Daniel.
no, go
I
ahead.
think at the end of the filming for the PSA, he said there's a lot of us we'll get into it organically, but this show shouldn't be about drama. Like, so I really did like that. Derek was like, oh, like we have this platform, like beef will come naturally because you know we're still gonna know each other. So I like that he put that out there. Like, you know, we don't have to force beef to make this show interesting. Like we could be our authentic selves and still have a show, an amazing show. I was like, shout out to Derek for that.
Yeah, I think that was a good moment. And the full cast was there. I guess with minus full cast was there minus Chloe and Kenzie, but I think that I think that was an important message. But deep inside, he know that wasn't gonna happen. He know that damn well I got a whole month and a half to film, and I already know I'm gonna cut somebody out.
It's gotta be done. Do you have like a cast member you're like, yes, I'm glad I got them on this season? Like their story, their drama, whatever, really.
It's so many. And this is another thing, and it's so funny I'm saying this, and I'm gonna feel so bad. So this is another gem. So we was filming the whole fucking season, right? Trailer came out, episode 1 came out. I'm editing episode 2, and Kenzie came out as positive, and I did not know that.
Wow.
Did not know that because I wasn't filming that camera. I had another camera guy filming the conversation with Mustafa was having with Kenzie. And the cast was so respectful. They didn't say, hey, oh, he positive, da, da, da. They kept it. He told him it's not his job to tell other people his business.
Right.
But there was a moment, and I had to sit down, and I was like, I filmed this whole confessionals, and I even asked Kenzie one thing, so I had to have Kenzie come back in. I said, hey, Kenzie, I know it may be uncomfortable, but would you like to talk about the scene that you did when Mustafa? And he said, yeah. And he said, come in. I was like, I just want to let you know right now, this is your decision. Even though we filmed it, I don't have to use it because that's really is not doesn't define who he is as a person.
Right.
So I said, hey, Kenzie, yes, I want the story to be told. I think it's very important. I was like, okay, good. Come in, let's do confessionals, and we can talk about it. I did not know that that they had that conversation. And I'm glad that I had Kenzie to be a part of that because Mustafa was dealing with a lot of things of confusion about status and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I think that was really important and needed in that moment.
That is dope. And I like how, like, just going back to it just being like similar to the real world where it's like they have real discussions, like,
Mhm.
you know, good and bad. Like that seemed like such a real moment between them. And even like going back like a couple seasons, between like they were calling it the Lats versus the Blacks, but like the division between like, you know, in terms of race between the cast and like how that reflected kind of real life. And I just think that that's interesting that you can go back and look at this and be like, wow, you see this thing that people talk about in real time. So I think that that's
Right.
amazing.
And then I was editing, I just broke down in tears. And I was like, wow,
Mm.
I did not know that, brother. Like I really care about these people and I really cherish them and appreciate them. That I really I felt bad as a friend, and I feel bad I feel like I failed in that moment as a producer, not being able to be up to what's going on with that, which is impossible when there's 16 of them.
Whew.
But I'm glad that I have Kenzie. I'm glad I got Keiki. I'm glad I got Robbie.
Yes,
I'm glad
Robbie.
that Derek and Gio came on, and I'm happy I'm happy. I'm really blessed and happy with everything. I don't think I'll take anything back. Everything happens for the good for those who love the Lord. Amen.
Listen,
Yes,
amen.
amen.
Pickens said,
Hey.
glad to see Shiori and King Klee popping up next week. So I know they were kind of a part of like the older cast. I know like you kind of did like a recast like midway through last season. So do you want to talk about kind of like you and Jamar's decision, Jamar 84 decision to kind of like recast and like what led you to that point?
Yeah, I got tired of just filming, and I just didn't see a direction. It would just I didn't see a direction in anything, so I just made sure I ended it right, and giving them a good 6 episodes. And then yeah, that was my decision. It was just yeah, but what I'm happy to say that I worked with probably over 50. That's sad. All these seasons and all these shows, probably 50 cast members. But
A lot.
but what I can say about um them coming back, Sha'Ari and King Klee, which is go by Cleon now again. So it's back to Cleon.
Oh, back to Cleon.
So it's Cleon. I gotta update it's subtitled. So yeah, they're coming back. Sha'Ari been there since season 1. He's been a cameo. He's been a Marlo on every season. He's gonna be back on season 7 as well.
Yes,
But yeah, Cleon, they came in. We did a commercial for Lambda Brooklyn. Is a nightclub and a bar in New York. They have 2 locations, Harlem and Brooklyn. So we did one. We did a pride campaign for Lambda. I invited them. They showed up and showed out. I'm excited for next episode. It's gonna be great.
nice. You know what's crazy? I think I've actually been to Lambda in Brooklyn. I think they had an event during Pride last year, and I think I ended up there, if I'm not mistaken. So it's crazy that you mentioned that because I'm like, I remember
Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun. So shout out to them if
There's a lot of
that is where I
space.
was at. I had so much fun. I don't even remember
I'm
where
sure
I
you.
was. So You know what, Troy? Relax, okay? Because I see you. I see you with the shade in your eyes. But anyway, but yeah, it's good to see that you have like cast members from previous like seasons coming back. Would you ever like bring someone else back besides these two? And if so, who would you?
Like okay, so I guess this is the news. I am doing All Stars again.
Okay.
It's gonna be season 8, and I'm starting filming that soon, and that's gonna come out next year. But it's only gonna be 6 episodes, like season 5, something short, and I'm coming back.
Okay.
I was on season 1 and 2. If y'all didn't know, I'm the OG.
Yes.
So I'm coming back to cuss these hoes out and let them know who in charge.
Oh, not you coming with the rah-rah.
I'm coming for the shit.
You said hold my camera. First of all.
I said I'm coming back. I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna cuss you out on camera, bitch. Like I was be fucking with them. So I'm coming back with some other familiar faces. Some Latino. What's called Black and Lats.
Black versus the Blacks versus the Lads.
See Loso, Julius. Maybe you see some really familiar faces from season 1. So we're coming back to let these hoes know who run this.
For it. Yeah, I'm interested. Is it gonna be like a rookies versus veterans?
Yeah.
Like okay.
I've definitely decided to come back because I'm showcasing my I'm doing a tour myself. I'm doing a mini tour soon of my new scripted project. My last film, Keeping Love a Secret, Volume 2. I did a movie screening in Brooklyn. I sold out 2 shows back to back. So it's kind of like, okay, this is what people want to see. People want to see stuff like that. So I'm going to do probably a 3-city tour, and I want to capture that for the Circle. So.
Okay. Do you think it's easier to tell a story via scripted versus reality, since reality is a little more up in the air?
Yeah, it's more scripted stuff. It's more manageable.
Okay.
Because you have the location, everyone knows their lines. It's not unpredictable, so it's more easy to manage.
Okay. And then in terms of like scripted content, do you have any influences? I know there are some like Black gay like shows that are out there that may have influenced you. So
yes. Patrick Ian Pope. I just recently seen him when I was in LA. We had some really good words to each other. I got cool with Nico from P Valley. We cool.
Okay.
I've made so many celebrity connections. I try not to fan out because I don't want to, make them feel. I want to try to fit in a little bit. So I appreciate P Valley and a lot of it's so much now. I remember probably 5 years ago, I'll probably name you 3 or 4, but there's so many different new Black queer stories that's out there that is amazing to watch and it's so inspiring. But for me, I definitely want to do something different. And I'm not a hater, but when I watch different stuff, I'm like, damn, I can't watch this no more. I literally press pause and start writing myself because that's how inspiring it is to me, because I feel as though that I can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody paused stuff in the middle of their watching stuff. I was like, damn, I got to get this out of my head. So
I don't pause, but I be thinking about it for sure.
Yeah.
That's dope though.
Yeah, and I'm definitely here for it, and I want to do more scripted stuff, and that really makes me happy. It makes me happy to watch people in the theater. I look in the crowd and watching something that I created. That is an amazing experience. And they're laughing at your jokes that you wrote, and they get the storyline, the plots. They're letting me know that I'm doing something right. So that's an amazing experience, and I want to feel it again.
It's a good feeling, for sure.
So with the scripted, with your scripted content, do you do all of like the writing of the scripts, or do you have like the actors write their own scripts?
Oh, I write everything. I write.
Yeah.
I write. I'm a writer. Um, I started out as I wrote songs when I was younger, and I just kept writing stuff. And actually, when I first started YouTube, I just always blocked about my stories. Like I made it. You know how the traditional old school YouTube videos be like light skin versus dark skin, like the old, like the regular
Yeah, the
topics.
topics.
That
Yeah.
was me, just talking about different stuff, and I just got tired of talking. And I was
Mm.
like, let me write. Let me just write how I feel. Let me just express how I feel writing wise. And I just wrote. And I was like, okay, I know how to film. I know how to do I know how to film a reality show and do all this. Let me just film it. And then a filmmaker was born. Just making sure that my words come to life. Yeah.
He's making a dream of it. I'm here for it.
Just talking to you, like this, your work ethic and your hustle, and just the way you piece things together, in your mind and then execute it is like impeccable. And I know we've done reviews with other like EPs and content creators, but
Mhm.
and this is no shade to them, but just the way you process stuff and the way you kind of just take your time to process stuff and then you put it together is, your mindset is complex, but it's very interesting. So,
Right.
just again, thank you for having the passion that you have for your projects and your content, and making
Thank you.
sure that your content, your show, is just not the same as everything else. Of course, there's going to be drama, but I like that you highlight the human side of your cast members, vulnerability. Tongue tied, vulnerability, the work ethic, the grind, and then on top of that, I feel like your cast members are just lively. And this is no shade to anybody else. There are lively cast members on other platforms, but I feel like your cast, some people know that they're being recorded on a camera,
Yeah,
so they
where?
don't have to do too much to
Yeah.
have people attracted to them, like to want to watch them. So that's one of the things that I really really like about your platform. Like,
Thank you. And I also thank you. I appreciate that. And I also want to add that I think it was very important and a smart decision to include circle chats, because
Yeah.
it will get people caught up,
Yeah.
Right.
in the confessionals, and then now they have to stick to what they said on the circle chat.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
eliminates the he said, she said. And it's like,
Right.
what's going on
So
right now?
I make
Yeah.
sure that, hey, we finished filming this. You four get on circle chat. Let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be able to capture those moments and be able to advance the story. Because sometimes a lot of stuff get left out, and I'm quick to do a nice little cute flashback.
Right. I also like how you have them FaceTiming and like video chatting. I feel like that's such an interesting thing to do, especially since I'm sure they live in different boroughs. Some people might live in Jersey. So I think that that's really cool.
Yeah. So we call it circle chats.
Oh, that's okay.
Circle
Perfect.
chat. So when people, when I say, hey, I want to do, we doing circle chat at 7 p.m. tonight, and I send a link, bam, we talk about it. Yeah, and sometimes I don't even use circle chats. I don't even use those stuff, but I use the important stuff that advance the story.
Got you.
Yeah, that's
so like
very important.
If you had like your dream project, like a production company, a distribution company comes and they are willing to give you money to produce a project, what do you have an idea of like what you would produce?
Yeah. I would do like an all-star format of the circle. I don't think it would be called the circle, but I would definitely include people from different franchises and also from my franchise, and put them together, and they got the Impact NYC. We can have our own gay version, right? So we gotta have our own socialites and different people from coming in and to come in and stuff like that. We can have our own Jersey Shore. We can have our own this. We can have our own stuff on was a queer network. Logo don't do that no more.
No, logo is
Anybody, like I will work with any production company. If you give me a budget, I will make it work. I work with no budgets, so imagine what I could do with 50,000.
Okay. How would you feel about going to like a Zeus network?
Morally, I would not work with Zeus. I think it's a very transphobic production company business.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it every now and then when I'm editing or stuff like that, or pass time up. It's cute and whatever, but I don't think that will go against what my morals, and they will go against how I feel that they have been treating trans people and how they've been mocking and taking advantage of my community. That will not fly with me. Fuck you hoes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm here for it. Like,
right.
I just feel like they have like the eyes on them, but I just feel like it's unfortunate because, like, I mean, and it's no shade to them, but it's just like they have the eyes on them, but like when you look at the quality of their content, it's very like poor. So it's just like, why is this attracting?
Right.
It gotten better. Because Jesus, every time the earlier seasons of the baddies, every time you in the confessionals, you hear like shh, like a loud noise. Shh.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I was so annoying. So I was like, y'all need to take that out. Like it's only like a little 3-second audio y'all use. Just take that out.
Right.
But yeah, the choices, just choices. But at the same time, no shade. I'm not even gonna say no names, but the shows I've been watching online, these web series, y'all need to do better.
Interesting.
Please do better. If you're holding your camera and the whole camera is facing another direction, and everything is shaky, your movie. If you watch the Circle New York, I cut out all shaky cameras. I don't use anything shaky. If it's shaky, I'm not using it. When I film, I make sure it's steady. Come on, get it together, y'all. Y'all had me all these seasons to learn off and what I've done. Y'all need to get it together.
Wait, not they my sons. Not a Mickey.
It's like it's okay. I don't care, but it's definitely y'all need to do better. And and I'm looking like all these fucking views and people really watch this shit.
But the thing I like about that is like I've seen some shows where I'm like, ooh, this is rough. But then like as it goes on, like you they get to season 3, season 4, it's like, oh, this is getting better.
And I thought about that too. In my first 2-3 seasons, it was a little rush for me. It was some choices, but come on now, just don't use it. It's not if that's what you want to do it, but I wouldn't.
But that's the good thing about being like a producer and an editor, because I feel like a producer may not know like I need to cut this out versus you're a producer and an editor, like that don't look good, So that's
so I've been watching. I just literally just subscribed to someone recently, and I'm looking at, and also that's the reason why I am reaching out. Well, I'm observing a lot of networks. It's because I'm about to do casting for season 2 of the Elite Battle. And I definitely going to have it a themed season. It's gonna be like battle of the franchises. So I'm gonna have people from all different franchises come on season 2, and they're competing and fighting for that network. So I think it'd be cute. We have people from Chasing and the Come Up and Now That's TV and
wow, that's gonna be interesting.
Who you trying to?
Because they fight for sport on Now That's TV.
Yeah,
right.
They fight for sport. They
don't for a prize and some money and a vacation. You're gonna fight. So I want to cater to the younger audience for season 2.
Okay, that is gonna be really
I'm observing. I'm looking at different networks. I'm looking at key players. I want to hit up these people individually. Say, hey, I'm filming season 2. I want to invite people, but I don't know who they are. So I'm definitely going to do a lot of more research.
Okay. Um, I'm sorry, Pickens. I gotta ask this question. Pickens wants to know, who is that man that Derek was talking to? Is he gonna be on the cast? I guess when maybe when Gio Royal was waiting to speak to Derek, and Derek was speaking to someone, and the guy was keying because he was like, I don't know what's going on
Yeah, he
here,
was
but I'm gonna
talking to Derek. Oh, that was, if you watch season 5, that's one of his friends from season 5.
Okay.
And they did a show together. Yeah, they was basically talking about the show they did. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, homeboy was getting all the tea.
Yeah, because he was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he was like,
right. He was. I guess he was waiting to see if you need to jump in or not. But I think that.
Right. I'm gonna just stand in the back, friend. I'm gonna stand in the back. I'm like, just say the word, and I'm a.
Oh my gosh.
This shit happens, and imagine me. But I was the camera guy for that night. Imagine me filming that. Gio walking up, just waiting. I was like, "What the fuck is he standing there for?" So I'm getting close up to him, just looking at him. I'm like, he literally is not gonna say nothing. He's gonna let him. I say, "Okay, I'm just gonna zoom in."
Yeah.
And Gio Glam comes. Oh shit!
Oh, Gio Glam did come out of nowhere. Like, I was like, whoa!
What the hell? I think majority of the time when I was filming this season, in my mind, I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. I can only imagine being in person and like being in that energy. That's crazy.
Right. I feel like I'm outside looking in a little bit. Like it's weird. It's like I'm a fly on the wall and I'm just there.
Would you do any other like cities? We know New York, Atlanta, and then you kind of did like part of the South. Have you ever thought of any other cities?
I got approached last year, and I'm giving y'all all the tea. I got approached last year, hired, getting paid to film the Circle DC.
Wow.
It's gonna be 1,200 episodes just to film it, and I can still put it on my network that just wanted to be done. And I'm thinking, okay, but I was dealing with a lot, and I couldn't do it at that time. I was like, it was a lot going on last year, production wise. So I went to Atlanta to film. I did a lot of stuff. Film my next film when I went to Atlanta in September. But the Circle DC was an option. It's always going to be an option for me. I just re-hit her up. I was like, and she said we can still go to there. Yeah, the Circle DC is an option because I'm gonna have some coins.
Period. Listen, a coin always makes it better.
Yeah.
Somewhat,
And All Stars is going to be New York based, but I'm going to have people live in LA, people lives in Texas, people live all over. So it's going to be majority of me going to different cities to film different people, and they come into New York, and when we do our group trip that I already put my money down on, but we're going to make it happen.
You said we going because I put my money down. So
it's in March.
So for the DC, the Circle DC, like, was it a nonprofit that sponsored it? Who do you mind saying, like, what type of entity sponsored?
She worked for a nonprofit organization, and she wants to. It's a trans woman. She wants for me to tell more stories in DC.
Wow.
So she has suggestions on cast, and she said we can do open casting. I said we could do whatever you want. Just cut that check. You could do whatever you want.
Period. So cut that check, and that's
we can even film this in 2 weeks. I can have your whole season in 2 weeks if you. I'll let you know when I rush it. But yeah, DC. I thought about Philly. Philly, I really was gonna do because
Philly would be cute.
Yeah, because it's so close. I could just, every time I could just go there and film every now and then. It's like 45-minute bus ride.
Wow.
I don't think there's any other city that is. Somebody said Chicago, But at this point, we just creating shit just to create it now. At this point, like what's the purpose? What's the vision? What's why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I?
But nobody's come to Chicago yet. I don't think. And Chicago would be wild. Like being living here. Like I think it would be very interesting. But yeah, Midwest vibes.
I'm definitely not filming in the winter no more. Those days are over.
Oh no, yeah, that's
no
the
more.
worst.
Can you imagine holding the camera?
Yeah,
it's just making sure it's steady.
You're like, I can't use this footage, it's shaky. Like
I was like, that's why I hit up Rico Cassadine. I said, when is it warm in Atlanta? Because I'm not. So if y'all want me to do the Circle Atlanta season 2, I'm only coming when it's warm. Let me know when it's warm.
Oh, it was cold when you were there. When were you there? What month?
When I did the season 1, I think I filmed that in it was like January, February. Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Every time I do that, I don't know why I do that. I always go to Atlanta and film reality shows. I did the lead battle January, February. I did it because every time it get cold in New York, my ass want to go to Atlanta. I think it's gonna be warm.
We went to Atlanta like in January, like it was like late December, early January for the New Year, and it was pretty warm. That was I can't remember what year that was, but
MLK.
It's like 80.
Oh no, not MLK, child. I don't. I couldn't do that.
Who was Atlanta on MLK Day?
Well, that's every time I film in Atlanta is around MLK.
Now what's the tea on MLK Day in Atlanta?
Oh my God!
Parties and any functions?
I can't. You know what?
Partake in those events on MLK Day. I'm just curious because we always talk about MLK Day in Atlanta. So Nunu, I'm curious. Do you go to the functions on MLK Day?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, and I have a good time. I get fucked up and everything. I'm a good time.
Are you fucking up anything? That's my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sexually active.
Period. Okay. You listen.
Yeah. I like ass. I like all that. I created a show called Sex Tales. I produce it. So I enjoy talking about sex with people, and I like doing it.
Period. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I
just want to say,
come to MLK
because it's so fun. I can't.
It's like Pride, but it's cold.
Ooh, so
that's where you gotta smoke a lot of weed.
Interesting. And also shout out to Gio the GOAT that's in the building, the star of season 6, as he said.
You late.
As well as Mustafa.
Mustafa, thank you.
I didn't go show late to
thank
the
you for
party.
being here.
An hour and 47 minutes late.
Right.
I'm here.
I just came at the tail end, just to show my face, just to show my teeth, like.
Gosh.
But that is so funny.
Hey, Mustafa.
I feel like they definitely must have like other events outside of what we're talking about for MLK weekend. They must. So maybe we will go if that's the case.
Maybe you will go, baby. Don't put that on me. No shade. No shade.
But how old are y'all?
I'm 34.
And I'm 27.
I would never do.
Okay, that's why.
What?
Y'all so excited for Atlanta MLK? I'm like, been there, done that.
Oh.
We've just heard things, so we're just like, what's going on? But yeah,
you should go. Atlanta is cool. I was about to say they got fine niggas there, but I haven't seen a fine nigga in Atlanta in a minute.
My goodness, not you filming in Atlanta and saying that nobody in Atlanta attractive. Jesus.
Well, hey, it is what it is.
Oh my gosh, that's the key.
Yes.
Wait. Not Jill saying, we're out filming the Circle season 8 solo scenes without Lester. We gave him a break for this interview. Okay, period. Appreciate it.
Yes.
He said, I'm glad.
Like, who asked you? Who asked you? I gotta sometimes I gotta give these little rookies a little lesson. Maybe I'll wait. I'll wait to give them a lesson. Because Melly B ain't gonna give them no break.
Ooh, okay. That's who I want to see back on the scene.
Yes.
The ultimate villain.
Well, he does make a cameo next episode during the Circle.
Yes,
he does. Yeah,
we're doing it on the Circle NYC Awards, and the great producer that I am, I was like, let me spice things up a little bit. Let me because at this point in the show, I don't think people really showed, told each other how they really feel about each other. They're still playing like cutesy. They're playing on the fence a little bit. They don't want to go too far, too personal. They're gonna take sides soon. But I wanted to have people to, maybe show their cards, maybe show who they think is fake, who they think is the messiest, who they think is the villain. So I wanted to wake it up a little bit, and I woke it up.
Wake that tea up. Yes, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I was like, don't be talking shit in y'all circle chats about someone else. Let me put this in the forefront.
Yeah, hey, gotta say what you gotta say. Pickens asked Jewel any chance she will return outside of ATL, Jewel the Gym.
Oh, I just talked to Jewel. So funny. You might see her soon.
Okay.
Maybe on season 2. We'll see.
Okay. Interesting.
Now
she just got married. Congratulations to Jewel. She just got married. She had a beautiful wedding.
Oh, congrats to her.
And
nice.
And a lot of people got a lot of updates. And there's a lot of new, fresh meat that's in Atlanta as well. I want to reach out to people and to new people. So I'm excited to work with new talent.
Okay. Mustafa asked, who is your favorite cast member from season 6? No pressure.
I'm not going to answer this as a producer. I'm going to answer this as a viewer. Because as a producer, all of them are my favorite because I appreciate everyone individually. When you show up, film, do what you need to do, and film your confessionals and promote the show, that's a lot of appreciation. But as a viewer, who's my favorite as a viewer? Why did he have to ask?
Right, that's why I was like, no pressure.
Because I laugh at everything, even watching the show back, even though I edited it. I laugh at Mustafa. I was like, this bitch is crazy. This ghetto hoe.
Yeah.
So I laugh more when I see Mustafa. I think he give me the kickles. And Robbie and Royals back and forth is golden.
Yes, iconic. Yes.
Their little back and forth. The little what Miss D said, let the Latinos fight out. I really enjoyed that, and their up and down roller coaster relationship even today. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, would you ever consider having a life coach? Gio wants one.
Yeah, we did that in season 7, and you'll see. I cannot wait to put out this motherfucking trailer to season 7. We had 4 physical altercations on camera.
Damn.
Really? Wow. Girls are fighting.
So I was like, because I wanted to, because after season 6, I was like, you know what? Every season I always drop people, and even you watch other shows, they change the cast up every now. Let me at least have 2 seasons back to back with the same cast, show their growth, and pick up where I left off. So I did it, and it was a lot, and people are more comfortable. They knew each other. They voiced their opinion. So it was a very raw. Season 7 is a very raw season.
Interesting.
Yeah, you see some fights.
Wait.
I'm sure y'all like that.
Well, we
You're
we
gonna
like
see
we
me in
like
the
both. We
middle.
like a variety, but
See me in the
yeah.
middle. I'm always on the fucking. So I don't want to be on this show. With season 6 and 7, I did not want to be on that. But you're gonna see me. I don't want to blur my face out too. But I be stopping fights, and I did not want to do that. You're gonna see me blocking fights and blocking punches and stuff. I'm not.
Got the camera in your hand trying to break it up.
No,
Like,
no. It's about there was a moment when someone else was holding the camera, and I have to. I don't
Well, at
want to
least
be.
you broke
I
it
don't want to
up.
be on
You
the show.
care.
What'd you say?
Almost. At least you broke it up because you care. So.
Yeah.
Also, Mustafa asked who was getting on your nerves.
You already know. I already said it earlier.
Zulu.
I can't.
Yeah,
Shaka Zulu.
Oh my god.
Zulu know that.
Zulu is
getting
so
on my
funny to
nerves.
me. He like
I didn't show it, though.
morphs.
I didn't show it because I don't show emotions on my face. That's why people look at me and think I'm like a mean person, have a worse bitch face sometimes. But I don't show attitudes towards people while we're filming. When we're done, yeah, I'm gonna give you attitude. But I try to keep a straight face because there's a lot going on while we're filming, and I can influence anything. I could influence conversations, how people feel about me, their trust in me. So I have to suck it up and cuss them out in my head.
That's real. I know we all didn't cut somebody out in our head. Like,
there was time when we filming, we having a whole group conversation, and Geo Dots gets up and walk in front of the camera. I'm like, why are you in? Can you sit down, Zulu? Why are you standing in front of the camera, Zulu? Why are you talking to me?
I can't. It's like a transformer. Like he morphs like into like this character.
But I'm
He's,
glad
like,
that that's who he is. Like he's not being fake. Like he's
Yeah.
being himself. He's showing how he feels, and like I commend that. Like you was real the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can be. Like,
That's all you could be is real.
I'm definitely looking forward to more of like season 6.
Yeah. Let me. Gio said too much on season 7. I ain't getting no redemption carrying all these storylines on my back, child. That lazy eye couldn't see where to go. Not the lazy eye. Not the eye taking a smoke break. I can't. Gio. I can't. That is too funny.
You'll see the dynamic between the group definitely change on season 7.
Okay.
We only got 4 episodes left. This last episode was an hour. I made a commitment to make them 30 minutes. But I think that the rest of the episode is going to be 30 minutes, so you'll see more of a speedy up season now that the lead battle is over. The lead battle was taking up a lot of my post-production time, so you'll see a faster turnaround with the remaining 4 episodes. And I'm excited because this season 7, I'm actually looking forward to season 7. But season 6 is still epic as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said season 7 is dropping this summer?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Definitely.
We teamed up with MNN in New York City, so we're gonna have like a premiere party.
Okay.
Some fun stuff for them.
And what is MNN?
MNN is Manhattan Network.
Okay.
Something network. It's just like a local network here in New York City.
Oh, right. So that's how it's gonna show on.
Yeah,
local. Okay.
It's every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. But we're doing something special. We're having a premiere party at the network.
Nice.
Yeah. So
that's dope.
I'm excited for that.
Yes.
And YouTube too. So
Yeah.
I want to focus on making sure I branch out and making sure I'm visible, Facebook and these other outlets. So that's important.
How does one hypothetically get an invite to a premiere party?
Hypothetically.
It would be like a premiere party like this. This probably is something that I will probably post on Instagram to invite the public to.
Okay.
Probably have to get a free ticket or something like that to sign up. yeah, you guys are definitely welcome to come to the premiere.
That would be cute. That would
That'd be dope. Yeah, for
That
sure.
would be dope.
You're definitely welcome to host one of the after shows too. So if you're down for that.
Okay. That would be dope.
That would be.
I don't know about trying his shenanigans though. I don't know. You might, you two might, but nope, it's a little too much. No, but no, that would be dope. No,
That would be.
yeah, I mean,
That would be.
we love to like collab and like support and like, you know, the more we watch these shows, the more we grow connected to them. So we appreciate you extending that offer to us.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think it would be dope. I think it's important for people to, you know, for the people who are watching the show to ask the questions that they really want. Because I don't know. People have different questions, and yeah, I'll just make sure Zulu is on y'all episode.
Yeah. Wait, you said you're gonna make sure he's not, or he is?
He's on y'all episode that y'all.
Oh, he is. Okay, period. Okay, I'm here for it.
Make sure I'm drunk for that. Cause
it's gonna be a key.
Yeah,
you'll be drunk. I'll be high. So
he's a little more. He's woke these days. I just hanged around him 2 weeks ago. So we hanged out and we all went out. Every time I go out, I see him. I say, "Hey, Zulu, I guess you're with us now. Come hang out with us." Cause he's there, but he's everywhere. He's cool now.
Okay.
So when the cameras are
more mature now.
When the cameras are down, do they still kind of like approach you as a producer, or do they approach you as like as Nunu, like as?
I don't think they ever call me Nunu off camera.
Okay.
They probably just keep calling me. They still call me Lester.
Okay.
I live in Manhattan. I always have the cast come over my place to hang out, drink, pregame. So I'm really active with the cast and very close to them. But over time, what I realized, and this was a really interesting moment for me being a producer, I cast all these people to be on this show, 16 people, right? And I'm watching their developments on, getting to know each other, gaining friendships and making these connections. And what I failed to do, and maybe other producers can relate, is they made those relationships organically within them. You are not a part of it.
Yeah.
So I find myself in a really unique situation where while we're not filming anymore, they still friends, and I'm like, "Hey, hi, you wanna hang out?"
Yeah.
So it was a really eye-opening moment, and maybe it was a little interesting that I know them more than they know me, and they're not really interested in being really friends with me. Well, most of them are, but few people don't see themselves being friends with me since they made their connections, and they probably don't trust me.
See, that's what I was wondering. Like, I didn't think that they didn't trust you, but just the fact that you're a producer, it's kind of like, oh, like they still kind of see you as, the person producing and holding the camera and like arranging things. And it's like they don't have that closeness with you that they did, like you said, the cast.
Yeah, it got to the point where, and I like how I keep my cast updated what's going on. We have town halls. And I said, okay, we're gonna do a town hall every month. We all come on a call, for the post-production, and I'll give you guys updates, what's going on, reunion, maybe an event that we got invited to, whatever. And I literally told everyone just like this: I am not your motherfucking friends.
Yeah.
And then someone got offended. I know I am not your friend, and don't try to fake it. You already know I'm not your friend. And that was me of trying to like putting my foot down a little bit on trying to gain respect. and trying to let everyone appreciate me a little more. And that was a moment that I was like really fed up with it. I was like, I'm not gonna fake it anymore. They're not my friends.
Yeah.
So after I've done that, it really, really woke up everyone to understanding, hey, this is real. Like this is like he's serious. That this is if I want to be friends with him, I'll have to at least try. I don't know. But it was a moment, it was very awkward where I felt alone. And I never felt that before in a long time because of the previous seasons, you know, Melly B and Bugs, like we're still friends, text each other, call each other every other day. And that was a more intimate season for me. But this one is more different because they have bonds within one another. And I had to fight for respect with them. And I had to fight respect from the world, the community, you know? So it's never an ending journey or, you know, for me. So
That's real. Well, they say it costs to be the boss. So, and as a
does,
producer, you are the boss.
yeah,
So,
well, you got to keep your circle small, regardless, whatever. But yeah, I'm glad that I overcome that and had that moment of like, hey, please respect me and yeah, and we overcame that and we moved on.
period. Yes, I'm here for it. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us about, you know, your journey and the Circle and your other productions. Yeah, I feel like I had a really good time just talking to you and just getting a look into just like your show because, you know, again, like, you know, we love all the shows that we review, but like I just feel like your show is just so different in terms of the way it's like shown to us. Like I was so interested to like hear what you had to say about how you made it and, you know, the triumphs and the issues that you had. So thank you for taking the time to speak with us for sure.
Yes, thank you for reviewing the show. I really appreciate it. I love your feedback. I loved it. I enjoy hearing your feedback on the show, what's going on, and the topics. I think that it's better to have, you know, something than nothing at all. I think that it's important to hear your feedback, and I appreciate you taking the time out to at least watching because that's really important. It really means a lot to me and everyone, all the cast and the crew. It really means a lot to everyone involved that we have your support. So we definitely appreciate you. Yeah, and we commend you for your channel and doing your reviews and talking about different things and topics and being a uh, visible people in our community, especially in this YouTube field. It's not easy doing reviews and it's not easy to be consistent. So I definitely commend you for definitely being a presence in this YouTube field and yeah, and starting something. I can't wait to see where this takes y'all, and I can't wait to see everything, you know, see where y'all take it.
Thank you.
We just want to say thank you again for joining us tonight, taking time out of the schedule, and you just being so passionate about your craft, and that shows. Like when I watched the show, like I could definitely see the care and the attention, and so I thank you for that. Because again, I feel like when we review these shows, we really talk about like substance, and I feel like your show has that. It's having conversations that need to be held within the community, you know, getting tested and knowing your status and just all of that. So again, thank you for just being so delicate with like the show and having an interesting cast and having a cast again that is, let me say, certain cast members that are fully self-aware. So like, yeah, just thank you for like your show and the time and effort that you put into your show, because we know it's not easy having to edit and film all these personalities and then have to deal with all these different personalities and having to film all these other different projects and still having to maintain like your life, you being you and doing all the other shit that Nunu does. So like just combining all this together and giving us amazing content. So thank you. Like if you didn't put out the Circle, we wouldn't have anything. I mean, we would have other shows to review, but if you didn't do the circle, we wouldn't really have a show to review.
It ain't gonna be the circle.
Right, it ain't gonna be the circle. Right.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all make sure y'all, the audience, make sure y'all, follow me on Instagram.
Yes.
Your boy Nunu.
Yep.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ourviewtv. On Instagram as well. Watch Ourviewtv. Shout out to all the cast members who came in here to support me and to talk shit and have fun. And I can't wait to see everyone again. And we're definitely going to give you a dope fire as reunion. And I think it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for y'all to see the rest of the season 7, and all the projects that I have. Thank you.
Nice. Yes. Well, on that note, hopefully we get this right. This has been Key and Carrie, where we key
and we carry.
I'm Damon.
Ooh,
Troy. Every time.
It's Key and Carrie, and then we go to our very special guest.
No, it makes sense to say I'm Damon because I'm talking. You're Troy, and then we introduce our guest.
Introduce the guest before we introduce ourselves.
Oh my God.
So
let's do that.
We've done like a few interviews, and we haven't mastered how to
every single time.
An interview.
We always mess it up.
So but again, this has been Key and Carrie. Your boy Nunu of Ourviewtv, EP creator of the Circle, the Elite Battle ATL. Make sure you subscribe. Iron Red Serenity. His YouTube channel is Ourviewtv. It's definitely go subscribe. Check out more of Nunu's content if you haven't. Definitely check out some of the older seasons of the Circle. I kind of feel like with Chasing Ending, I should go back and watch all of the seasons of the Circle to season 6, and just to
see what it's giving. Yeah.
It's
a key. Like I've watched it since the beginning, and I've enjoyed it. Like,
yes, I know the Circle ATL, the gym. The gym was a wild one, but
listen,
I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of season 6 of the Circle. I definitely cannot wait for season 6.
If you want to know how it's
dropping in the summer, that's supposed to be crazy. I already had a feeling that summer 2024 was gonna be crazy, so I'm looking forward to season 7 of the Circle, baby. Like I'm so looking forward to it.
It's gonna be epic. Y'all like that fighting shit?
A little bit. The rat in me. You know. But yes, thank you so much, Nunu. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night. Have a safe night, and we will see y'all in the next one.
Stay warm.
Yes,
most of us stay warm. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you again, Nunu.
Bye.